Hello everyone and welcome to Osirian Rivers, where we blend runestones and oracle cards to bring you your messages. This message is for the collective. It's a late evening, December 2019, and I want to do this for our new year. And I would like everybody at the beginning of this to just repeat after me. I am loved. I am loved by people who don't even know me, and I love myself. I am loved. I am loved by people who don't even know me, and I love myself. There! Now we've cleared out all the normal people, and I can just talk with the mystics, the mystical energy here in the collective. We can get a more cohesive message born of love this way. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to just be picking one card from here. I'm just sort of feeling my way through the deck and letting you see the process. Then we're going to pull 3 runestones. And these runestones are going to be the first one for 2019 and the aspects which we are moving beyond. Things that we learned from, okay? And then the second runestone is going to be for the transformation process that we're undertaking. If you're working diligently to create better vibrations in your life, manifesting your truest desires and living, breathing your inner genius. So for 2019, the things that we have disregarded. All right. We got mankind and the self for our first runestone, but it is reversed. Now for our transformation process. Ooh, this one gave me tingles. We have the warrior. And for January 2020 and beyond, we have wholeness, which I actually like to think of as the lightning bolt. There's another rune that does look like an S, which I know it's not wholeness, it would defense. And for that one, this part, the middle part, is actually more straight up and down, and it's almost like cutting into its surroundings. Whereas this rune wholeness, I consider it connecting what is above with what is below in an ingenious lightning strike. Now for what we're disregarding, this rune of the self, which you may have noticed. You may have seen it, go, oh, what is that? We kind of have to forego mankind as we have known it. The ways that we've been trained to deal with one another, where almost treating people as like commodities. What can you do for me? What can I do for you? How do we coexist? Just setting that aside for a moment to really see, okay, what is it that I actually value? What kind of partnerships am I engaging in? Because this whole like everybody just be friends and be okay with where you're at, like this hippie love is everywhere, doesn't always work for everybody. And if it is working for you, that's great. But there's a reason that I lit the candle in the beginning. Because insecurities can stop you from feeling that love. And there are people battling demons who are preventing them from finishing things, completing jobs with you, actually acting with love in their community. You have to understand that where those partnerships are not just around you, but within yourself. If there was some aspect of you that was like, when you said, I am loved, that there was a doubt, or that I am loved by people who don't even know me, you thought, well, how could they love me if they don't even know me? What if you don't even really know yourself? This is the rune of the self that says I am. But if we're re-identifying who that self is, and we're moving into a new space, there's not a guarantee on what that looks like. But you have a good idea, which is why we have the transformation rune as the warrior. The warrior who's waiting patiently and going within. And using this winter season, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's a time of contemplation. It's a time of retreat. It's a time to actually look inside yourself and find your values and find what you battle for so that you can go out and fight with fierceness. Now, these runes come from like ancient Europe, where I imagine some people of Norse heritage carved them on their shields. And they definitely had a higher opinion of themselves. That doesn't mean that they were without insecurity. You definitely understood bundling up for the cold. And if you're living somewhere warmer, revel in it. But don't forget to take time out to reevaluate the parts of yourself that you're disregarding so that you can stand up as a warrior to connect your higher self with your actual self here. So that when you meet in the middle, you kind of can see what's the next thing, what's the next step. "2020 is offering you a bridge to the heavens. But you're going to have to understand what your heaven looks like by sitting patiently in this transformation time. This little period we have as the Gregorian calendar changes over, and we're given a moment to think about all that has happened this past year. And what we're going to say that we're done with. Now this card, insecurity, which is overshadowing our reading, I will not ever say any of my cards are bad cards. I think all of my cards have beautiful, wonderful messages to enlighten us and illuminate certain aspects of our life. That said, some cards are harder than others, and this card is a hard card. This demon is talking him out of finishing something that his heart wants and keeping him in sadness. So he's an inventor, and he has to decide if he's going to continue working on the project that he's been working so hard on. And he doesn't feel like he's good enough or that he deserves the recognition. And maybe in some things he doesn't, and it's time to put them away, because you can't complete everything all the time. You have to actually commit and sit there in your peace just like the ancient seafaring Norsemen went all the way to North America long before Christopher Columbus and other Europeans. I actually learned today that Norse lineage showed genetically that there had been mixing between indigenous American people and like Scandinavian people for thousands of years. So they definitely ventured out very far with this inscribed in rocks, in their weapons, on their shields, asking that the gods protect them as they move into a new space. Thank you everybody for watching. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe so that you can get a notification when I put out my next video. If you'd like to book a reading, you could reach me at osirianrivers@gmail.com. Thank you very much.